Let's do a bit of a tutorial on Alabama Jubilee. We're going to do it in C. We're going to do it in C. Now it starts off on an A7 chord. Now we'll use, since it's a cycle of fifths, it goes like A7 to D7 to G7 to C. And you're back to the tonic, the root of the chord of C. So you can play an A7 up here. I use that a lot. I use that one because I can leave the top A ring and open. So it's Deacon Jones. So it's A7 here, and it's just 3 fingers across. You can go all 4 fingers across if you want. And if you go all 4 fingers across, you've got the same thing, same 2 notes up here as you've got an octave lower down here. So you can, that's a 7 chord. You can do whatever you want with that. Now, that's the opposite of an augmented chord, which goes up this way all across. But this one here is an A7 chord with a C sharp on top. Now, we're going to let as we come down, since we're going to go, and I'd say, if you're like this, you can let the A ring on top of it all. If you just got these 3, which is your G, your C sharp and your G, then you could just come down to there is your D7, down there is your G7, and down there's your C, C7. It's like that, you go on down to F. You could do whatever you wanted. But say we start here. Oh, Deacon Jones. See, I'm just leaving the A ring on top. Back to that again, an A. That goes to a D minor. D minor. Oh, honey, that's B, C, D. C up here. L, E7, E to an E7. F minor, or F major, I mean. Gangs all here at the D7 up here. Alabama. See, I'm just catching the D inside, playing the A ring, and then I'm reaching up to the C. Alabama. Jubilee. So it's da 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 and that's C, B, C, A, G, E. Just hold on to your fingers. Then you're back to the A7. Now you're a D minor. C, E, E7, F major. Back to C, D7, Jubilee. Right, so we start off here. Now if you were going to play on it, you hold this and you would let the A be alone, and you would play the melody note. You'd reach up here for the E. That's the melody, you see. And then you reach here. That one's much easier because the A is still out there open. And you just reach it. So you play the D7, leaving the D and the A open. And then you just reach in and put the F sharp down to the D. Now you go up here to, now that's the same chord as this, G7, but if you play it here, it lays on the hand easier to go. See, it all lays under the fingers. It all lays under the fingers of a tenor. You play across the strings, but it all lays under the fingers. So you can play it this way, or you can play both the G7 chord, and then up to that C we talked about before, and hold it. That's to the B. Open A, G, E. Then you're back to the A7 with the A open on top. Now D minor, and I play it here. Just two strings, just the F and the D up here, which is the same D as that one. But play it here. Reach up for the E, and then this D minor. Put the G down, and then open D with the A, down to the F, A, and then B, C, D, C, E, B7, F, C at the Alabama Jubilee. This is the D minor. Now, you could play that A7 this way. Now you have to have a bigger hand to do that. I don't reach a lot of those long reaches. I have a very small hand. So if you play the A7 this way, with a C sharp, G open, E, and the A, then you have to reach up and hit that G. And then open up the E over there. Then you would go to this one, to the. Then you go up to this one. And then back to this again. Then you'd go up here. I just got a C7 up here and brought it down to the A7. And then whatever you want to do at that point. You can do anything you want. It's hard for me not to just go ahead and play. If I have to think and tell notes and chords and things while I'm doing it, I'm not used to that. All my life I just play. Just whatever comes out, comes out. So you see, so I just play on the. By the way, this sound here is very much a Django kind of sound, a gypsy guitar sound. It's also very much Freddie Green. Behind Count Basie. Now I use that stuff all the time. Now, for example, if you're in F for Up the Lazy River, then you would start not on the A7, but you would start on the D7. The one that's a half step down from the A7. And this is a cycle again. So we go up the lazy river by the old mill run, lazy, lazy river in the noonday sun. I'll linger in the shade of a kind old tree that left you away your troubles. Dream a dream of me. Up the river. See? Hear that sound? That's a much better rhythm sound than jumping all over the friggin' place. And I've got the bubble. Why everyone loves the lazy river. Why happy with me of the lazy river with me. See, so you got, if you're playing the tenor banjo correctly, you're playing it in lines and ideas, and the rhythm works much better than jumping all over the damn place all the time. So you want to get those cycles of fifths down. You want to get those cycles of fifths in your keys because they just move from one to the other. Because what's happening technically, music theory wise, is you're going from what is on the bottom of the A7 chord. The bottom of the A7 chord here would be a G note. And the next note up on the D string, or the G string, would be a C sharp. And then the next note up would be an octave above that G that's down here. Now, if you leave the A open, now what you're doing is you're doubling the third and the seventh. And that's really all you need in those chords, because the bass player, the ear is hearing the root, the A, and the ear is hearing the E in there. You don't need them. You just need those two notes. If you want to come down, because a lot of times Freddie Green was just playing two notes like that on his sixth string, but they would be inside. They would be inside what's going on, but he would be getting that effect. His aren't the same two intervals. They would be thirds and sevenths, but they would be a different fingering on it, whatever. But anyway, that's a cycle of fifths. That's coming down. That's an A, even though there's no A in that chord. There's no E in that chord. The root and the fifth. You don't need the root and the fifth. They're going on by themselves. So that moves to, what does that do? That's the G, which is the seventh of the chord. G, which is the seventh of the A chord. And the C sharp, which is the third of the A chord. And if you move them down, guess what? You had the seven on the bottom and the third next. When you move them down, you get the third on the bottom and the seven on top. So you're going from 7-3 to 3-7, 7-3, 3-7, 7-3, 3-7. See how that moves down? And that puts you in the key of E flat. If you go all the way down there. You see, but what's happening is you're taking the thirds and the sevenths, so which is the only thing you need to move those chords. And you're making those come down chromatically. And as they come down chromatically, what was the seventh on the bottom becomes the third. And what was the third on the top becomes the 7. So you're inverting them as you go down. I get you the key of E flat. Alright, so anyway, enough of this. I'm getting way off. I've gotten off on 2 different songs here. So anyway, but this was a tutorial started out on Alabama Jubilee, but turned into also a music theory class. But I love to teach this stuff, and I'd love to go on and on with it, but it seems to me nobody really cares. Nobody even asked me questions about it. Nobody even asked me to do it, and whatever. So, but anyway, that's life. It's been my whole life that way. And I've just taken to, since I was a kid, took to music theory like a duck to water. Anyway, enough's enough.